Hey guys, my name is Zinia and you're watching Desimartini. Today we have with us two very talented actors who have on screen played diverse roles and entertained us all throughout their career. We are talking about Priyanshu Painyuli and Abhishek Banerjee. Hi Priyanshu, hi Abhishek, welcome to Desimartini.
Hello, thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Thank you, Zinia, for the wonderful introduction. Thank you.
That was very short, but thank you. Also, both of you sharing screen for Rashmi Rocket, that's like a treat. And, the film itself, when we saw the trailer, it was so powerful. But what exactly drew you to this film? And why did you say yes to the character? I would begin with Abhishek.
I said yes because I was getting to play a lawyer. I think it was very different from what I had played earlier. And finally, I was playing a character which was a white collar character. And just the whole the job profile of a lawyer, or the use of lawyers as characters in scripts and films over the years, it's always attracted me to play a lawyer someday, one day.
Right.
And yeah, and I think it was a perfect one because it had that meat and it had that depth to also play the lawyer as the human Ishit, as the young enthusiastic boy Ishit, and his profession being a lawyer. So because usually बहुत बार ऐसा भी होता है that you're playing a lawyer but you're only a vakil. You're just a vakil, and you're just like Judge Sahab, you're just that. But then you need. I always find it interesting when I can get to play the human side of that projection, whatever projection that might be. That might be a funny character or a negative character, or just no bar hells character. But so yeah, for me that's what was the most interesting part, that I'm going to play something which I've never played since my stage days. And then of course then comes the makers, who are making it, and the co-actors, and Akash Kurana, RSVP, Mango People, Taapsee, Pannu, Priyanshu Painyuli, Supriya Pathak, Manoj Joshi. So then and others like Mantra, and all the other actors who are all like well trained, good actors, who are coming and doing smaller parts also with so much grace and so much authenticity in each parts. So that experience, I knew it's going to be good. So there was no two ways. There was no thoughts about. There were no second thoughts about saying yes to this part.
Okay. So Priyanshu, you play the person, when Taapsee's character faces a roadblock, you play the person who motivates her, who keeps her going. So tell me more about your character as well.
I think it's more of a guy. Firstly, obviously, I felt special playing a role with such a team. As he was saying, you feel good that when you come into a production with somebody like RSVP, Akash, who I know him for so long, working with Taapsee was special. Abhishek coming in, Supriya ma'am, and then you're in good hands. You feel lucky to be part of a story like this. You want to tell a story like this. Again, very special because it was my first time being an army officer. Coming from an army background, really wanted to portray that very well. But coming to your point, he's not just a guy giving a way to her for her roadblocks. He is more of balancing her thoughts. Sometimes you get really confused, especially when you start doubting yourself. That is the biggest fear. That is the biggest fear you fight. You fight with an external factors many a times, but when you start fighting within yourself, when you start feeling low within yourself, when you start fighting, your own evils, you start doubting yourself. If there's somebody, especially your partner, your loved one, who's just there to balance you and just lift your spirit there, you'll take your own decision and you'll take it the right way, and your path then becomes much more clear. And you're very confident, and that's what we are trying to do here with Gagan and Rashmi's very mature love story, which we are trying to portray, is not make them the typical lovey-dovey. They've got many unspoken things which are happening in the relationship. Without speaking much, they're trying to emotionally balance themselves out. So he's also fighting his own fear, of course. It's not just that, but he I mean, you'll see it in the film that he keeps telling her that everybody's a fighter. It's not just that the army guys are the fighters. This, especially the Captain Gagan, is which I wanted to portray was the non-typical army guy which we see on screen. So he's wearing his uniform. He's an army guy, but off that, he's a very good husband, a sporting guy, a boyfriend who wants to balance the relationship emotionally, and give Rashmi. Sometimes you like that emotionally. If yeah, I think I would just end it with the spirit thing. And because I was about to reveal something which I don't want to. film
मेरे साथ भी हुआ था, मेरे साथ भी एक जवाब में कुछ ज्यादा ही रह गया था.
आया suddenly, then oh God, and there is a very beautiful line in the film, which you'll see it in the film. I think वो जब film में आप लोग देखोगे, then I'll talk about it more.
Yes, let's keep that like for a post release interview. Absolutely. Because so also, you guys said that one of the reasons why you said yes was because of the cast, because of your co-stars, because of Taapsee, because of Supriya ma'am. So how was it, working with them, getting to work with them?
I absolutely had a great time with such ease when you are so comfortable on set, with such people. The day one, you meet them. So Abhishek and me have been friends, of course. Been friends with Akash, but with producers like RSVP, Mango people, when they're on set, they make you so comfortable. And Taapsee ke saath, day one, and we started cracking jokes, and I was cracking bad jokes, and and we were talking about everything around the world, pulling each other's leg. And then you're more than just co-actors. You're more of really close friend, and then that comes on screen. Then you can portray where you become very, very comfortable. You start giving more than 110%. You start bouncing off things with each other. And Akash really keeps that very light. He loves to enjoy his process every time. And what I really love about him is if there is a problem, he will not mention the problem. He'll just come and give you the solution and go, which is a great thing about him. He just keeps it very, very light, and he loves enjoying the process, which I really want to do while I'm filming, while I'm in this process of acting, because that is why we are here. It shouldn't be a strenuous, stressful thing. Oh my God, shoot, kaise karenge? How will we do it? But even though, and then we've had difficult times as well, shooting in really cold weathers in Kutch, here, there. And it was a difficult film to make, but it just went off in ease because of the team, which was the way the unit comes together.
And also, Abhishek, like you said that you and Abhishek have been friends for a very long time. Abhishek, you had been his casting director, okay, for Rock On 2. And now you are his co-star. Tell me about these changing equations that you have now.
Yeah, first of all, thank God.
Hey.
Because I mean, Priyanshu was one of the few actors who left his mark in my mind. The first time I saw him perform, and in fact, the boy who got introduced me to him, he also plays a part in the film.
Yes.
So yeah, Sarthak was my assistant. He was my casting assistant, और वो बहुत ही sweet सा लड़का है. तो वो मेरे को बोला, भैया अभिषेक भैया प्रियांशु पेन्यौली बोल के बहुत अच्छा एक्टर है, उनको मैं लाता हूँ. And he very sweetly introduced me to him. And then as a casting director, what happens usually is that you are so much it becomes a routine to take auditions and to routine to probably take the same mundane auditions that you sometimes just you don't expect anything. You just don't expect anything out of an actor, especially new actors. So you don't know anything. You just give them a scene and then you see how they perform. But suddenly, when he started performing, I was like, okay, wait a second, who is he? Connie. And I remember asking him about his past, where were you, what were you doing, and why don't I know you? Because it's like I used to take a lot of pride in that I would know of who are the good actors in the city, no matter वो कहाँ पर छुपे होंगे, क्योंकि वही मेरा काम है. तो जब नहीं पता होता है और आप किसी से मिलते हो तो you just flabbergasted that how does this good performer and how come I don't know him. So yeah, and that happened, and then he got the part. Of course, I think he did it beautifully. He was almost made for whatever I was thinking. He just did that, and then I always knew that he's going to do good, and he did Bhavesh Joshi, and again very very critically acclaimed acting piece. And for me to, that's why I said, when Akash called me and he said that Priyanshu is doing that part, so I knew that okay, there's already one good actor attached. There's one Taapsee attached who is known for her choices and is known for her skills, and so I know that okay, there are abhi do अच्छे actors to hain. Now you just need to go in there, fit in, and find your own space, and probably you will learn something and have a great process. So yeah, I mean it's very special to actually, मतलब हमने डिस्कस भी किया जब हम साथ में पहली बार सेट पे मिले थे, that this is very special that you meet somewhere else, you have co-acted in an audition room, and suddenly you're co-acting in a film.
And I have to tell you, one of my favorite, we've all have given, I think, thousands and thousands of auditions.
Yeah.
But one of my most memorable audition time where I left that audition room, we did a couple of rounds for that. The way he made me go through a process, I'd never done it even till now. And sometimes you leave an audition and you're still satisfied saying कि part nahi bhi mile, it's okay. The process was fun. The process was very, very interesting. Went through a great process. What I understood was fun. I was okay even if I wouldn't have got the part, but thanks to him and I got the part. I think अभी हमने इतनी सारी appreciation एक दूसरे को देते जा रहे
I know, but it is kind of special because we both are like young boys in Bombay. I was doing casting, he's acting, and we meet at a place and we start acting. मतलब होता है ना कि when you are a good actor, then other one also wants to try and do as good, and you're like performing with each other, and finally we are actually performing with each other in real time. So that's great.
And we are waiting to see how the chemistry pans out between all of you, because whatever glimpse we saw in the trailer, that was powerful enough. I mean, people are raving about it, and we are waiting to see the film. We are waiting for it to release. Also,
we'll see an interesting chemistry which we did not show you the teaser and the trailer, which is between Gagan and Ishit also, which we have kept it subtly, तो थोड़ा वो भी दिखेगा
और हम काफी वेट कर रहे हैं उसके लिए. Also, I would like to ask you this. The film is about a very serious issue, about gender testing for athletes. So, when you signed the film, how much did you know about this issue?
Not at all. मुझे तो कोई knowledge ही बारे में. I had to go search for it. I think all of us have discussed this when we also met, and we all decided that yes, we need to learn more about this and be more aware of it. I think that the research work done by the writers is great. What Akash is trying to do with the story is lovely. I kept asking him, are we taking cinematic liberty that we are trying to show a couple of these things? And he said, no, just go search. And when I did my Google search, I was surprised and shocked that it's been there for ages and I didn't know about it. So it's great that we are covering such a topic, and today it's already become a part of discussion. And I hope people keep discussing more about it and do something about it.
Of course, absolutely. Also, Abhishek, Priyanshu, the film Rashmi Rocket, it has Taapsee as the protagonist. She's playing the leading lady. And even if we don't take it that way, but your characters are kind of side characters. So for you, does the length of the role matter, or is it the meat that is associated with the role that pulls you to the film?
Side characters as in they're standing inside, or like
they were made naam mat khicho. This is
no, I'll tell you why. मैं टांग नहीं खींच रहा हूँ. मैं terminology समझने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. Because what is something which I have been obviously, when I interact with the media and when we talk about sometimes certain characters, there are these taglines which is attached to a character, which I'm not kidding you, the producer, director, on set, nobody is telling you, कोई phone करके नहीं बोलता रहे सुन side character है तो करेगा.
But see, when you go for award ceremonies and everything, there are different categories for supporting roles.
That's exactly. So I was coming to that. So what we need to understand is that these are basically characters. Even the protagonist is a character. Then there are these supporting characters, which again मतलब वो एक तरह से बोलते हैं सपोर्टिंग, मतलब अवार्ड फंक्शंस के लिए या वो, बट वो है तो उसी फिल्म के इकोसिस्टम के कैरेक्टर्स. एंड समटाइम्स इफ यू रियलाइज दैट विद गुड स्क्रिप्ट्स, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द सीन, द प्रोटैगनिस्ट आल्सो चेंजेस. देयर आर समवेयर जो मतलब जो लीड कर रहा होगा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट को, सडनली दूसरा एक्टर आके उस सीन को वो लीड कर रहा होता है. you know. तो वो हो क्या रहा है कि it's just a transformation of, you know, like वो script के हिसाब से script decides how the characters are weaved in and all that. I do not think, and I can speak for Priyanshu also, of course, he will have his answer, but I really think that me, him, and many of us, we do not see characters like that. We do not categorize any character in the form of hero ka dost या side kick. In fact, अगर मैंने ये सोच के मैंने मिर्जापुर मना कर दिया था जब मुझे पहली बार ये बोला था, क्योंकि आप पढ़ते यही हो ना, तो जब मुझे मिर्जापुर पहली बार दिया था तो मेरे दिमाग में यही था कि अरे यार मैं मतलब विलन का साइड किक क्यों बनूंगा। अब ये साइड किक मुझे किसी ने नहीं बोला, ये साइड किक मैंने पढ़ा है बचपन से, और ये साइड किक सुनते सुनते मुझे समझ में आया कि अच्छा ये साइड किक होता है, डायरेक्टर ने नहीं बोला कभी। बट देन आई परफॉर्म दैट एंड आई वाज नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग एनीथिंग, आई वाज नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग एनी क्या बोलते हैं रिवॉर्ड फ्रॉम अ कैरेक्टर लाइक दैट, बट आई गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ लव. And then suddenly I realized कि you know, this is how the audience react. They react to a character. So I don't think that was ever a matter of concern in my head or his head, or usually not only in this film, other films also, where there is a different protagonist and we are playing characters who are important to the script but supporting the protagonist, but supporting the script also. So I don't think any remorse with that. And the idea is that yeah, one day we all want to be protagonists of our own stories, you know. But to continue doing characters is what I think. And bigger actors, मतलब हॉलीवुड में तो बहुत बार होता है ना कि हम देखते हैं ना बहुत बड़े बड़े एक्टर्स आके they just do like 2 scenes 3 scenes characters, but nobody is calling them, you know, the sidekick, और अरे वो side role करना आया था मैथ्यू मैककॉनॉमी उस पे Wolf of Wall Street में. So you know, that's the culture we need to also build and develop. That's all.
I just want to add to that, just to make it more clear, absolutely agreeing with him. And just to say that in 2 hours in a film, we can only drive a story of one person's emotional journey, which is connected by others' emotional journey. Agar, now, if I compare it to a series, how do you find so many protagonists of the series? Because there we have a leeway or a time to explore everyone's emotional journeys and different kind of journeys. Now here, if I would have sat down and maybe written कि रश्मि की journey ऐसे जा रही है, and then गगन की journey भी एक थी जहाँ से वो आया है, and फिर उसके साथ क्या होता है, what is he feeling emotionally, where does ईशत come from, उसकी भी अगर मैं track दिखाने लगता तो फिर ये एक series बन जाती. But we can't do that in a film. A film has to be driven by one person's emotional thing, and I really feel a film is a story is built through an ensemble. It's but there's an emotional journey of one character, but we're trying to tell a story through an ensemble.
Right. Also, thank you, Abhishek, for pointing that out, because I know as media, even we need to broaden our outlook. And I think that was, that question could have been put a lot better. Thank you.
No, it's not about lot better. I get it.
No,
you know, we get used to a system and a terminology.
That idea that runs throughout, and that change has to come with the generations.
With the dialogue. The change will come with the dialogue. That's what. Yeah. Thank you.
Not like just this, what you're saying. There've also been questions arising saying, there are always questions like, who's the hero of the film? But what do you call the hero of the film? Who's the hero of the film? There have been stereotypical heroes earlier and stories in a certain graph. But now the story itself has a different graph. The filmmakers write it very differently. So we are all trying to change stereotypes now. The hero of the film today is a story. And you know, you don't want to be, it's not like women centric film ही है, male centric film है, यही होती है कहानी बोलने का तरीका. I think through only discussion and yeah, the change will come.
I think बहुत ये भी जैसे होता था ना कि जिसको लड़की मिली वो हीरो. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the quintessential idea is that. But I get it. Like, you know, it's been there since donkey's years, so it will take time to change that.
But hopefully the change would be coming soon.
Yes.
Absolutely. Also, not taking much time, because I know you have been giving back-to-back interviews, and it's a very packed day for you guys. The last question is, give us one reason why we should watch Rashmi Rocket. I know limiting it to one is difficult, but one reason why we shouldn't be missing the film.
One reason is because whenever you, I would just put in a line which I've been saying again and again, that when we all fail, right? We all fail in whatever work we do. We all get bogged down because people point finger at us, or somebody we have failures because somebody is trying to suppress us, or because of a competition or anything, and then we start doubting ourselves. We start thinking we're not capable enough. I think this film might give you that hope and that courage that no, if you have it in you and if you really want to fight, you can fight your own fears, you can fight anybody and any system, and then still choose to run in your own path. Yeah, and I think it's about that. It's definitely going through where the medium is through an athlete. The conflict is the gender test, which will give you awareness. But I think it's an inspiring story.
Abhishek.
Yeah, I mean, just to put like, I mean, it's a story of resilience. It's a story of what you can probably do when you understand what is right for you, and you need to find that strength within you. And if you want to like really fight against something or someone or yourself, and rise up to the occasion, then probably this film can inspire you.
Also, I think this film is the perfect Dusshera release because,
Of course,
Absolutely.
of course.
Absolutely. Also, waiting eagerly for the film. Best of luck for the film. And I should more or less say congratulations for the film, because the trailer was amazing and we have very high expectations from this one. But thank you so much,
Thank
Abhishek.
you. Thank you, Zina.
Thank you so much, Priyanshu, for joining with
Thank
us.
you, Zinia.
You guys
Thank you.
have been amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Zina. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye. Good night.
Good night.